Hi guys, well, Bomber Farrell is down from Groote Eylandt. As you know, I spent time up there in the off season this year. And Bomber, can you just explain to us what the King of Moggs Creek has put you onto?
This bloke, the small town of Moggs Creek, has produced a massive thresher. So we're out here, we're trying to chase a couple of kings and snapper. We just dropped the anchor, and it's a matter of just throwing out a pilchard. And about 5 seconds later,
so what we were doing, we were fishing for snapper using a really light beam sinker and then a couple of 7/0 hooks in the hope of some snapper. But what we've been catching lately is threshers. We're within 80 metres of shore, and as you can see behind us, we're probably no more than 300-400 metres offshore, so we're really close. And as soon as it went, you could just see the line on the dial would just absolutely rush off. And we're using Finn's braid. I think it's 30-pound braid. Is it 30 you put it on in Groote Eylandt?
30-pound braid. We've got a 60-pound leader, couple of 7/0s, and a big fish on the end.
And one of the things around fishing for threshers, and not sharks in general, is that you can just use a clear leader. You don't need wire tracing. You use generally, ideally, 100 to 130-pound leader. But all we've got is the Asari 60-pound, and it's working pretty well at the moment.
The other rod on the circle. It's all happening down here in Moggs Creek. We've just come out, we've got a bit of colour, and no, there you go. If you don't mind, one little pike there, and on the old faithful octi-jig, another one. You can't go wrong. 1 minute we're on Groote Eylandt catching trevally on these octi-jigs, and here we are out in Bass Strait, the opposite end of the country, and there we are catching more octofish. This is absolutely brilliant. Where else would you want to be? Oh, did you see that? That was huge.
Oh!
It's a massive shark. We've just pulled up. Tucked the pilchard out, old-fashioned style, with a couple of 7/0s, and that Thresher shark has taken off 1,000,000 miles an hour. Anchor's down. And here we are, we're just off Moggs Creek. It's only a stone's throw. Oh, well, reports have been these fish have been around a fair bit lately this summertime, 80 metres out from the shore even. And I'll tell you what, we're not very far out at all, just about to swim back in to shore. That's the Great Ocean Road over there. And I'll tell you what, the reports are living up to expectations. And I'll tell you what, there's a fair bit of weight in this fish, and this little bait caster is holding up nicely. And I'm really appreciative of this time with some new braid as this fish is singing off. He'd be about a 7 or 8 footer from what I've seen, clearing the water. Well, this is going to be the one we got, not the one that got away, but I'll tell you the one that we didn't got, that should be got, is John Boy. Although I wasn't really coming down for a fishing trip today, John Boy did have the opportunity, and I don't want to sort of, harp on the fact that he had the opportunity to come out in his hometown. I don't want to brag and boast about the opportunities that he has in his hometown. He's fishing a couple hundred metres off his shore, and he's at home at the moment having a cup of tea. Well, me and Danger are out here slaying a big thresher. And I'll tell you what, after 40 minutes, we have driven the boat for about 30 of them, at least. Chasing them down with light gear, that's what you're going to have to do from time to time. Because I'll tell you what, if we stayed at anchor, we were nearly spooled at the start. And having a good crew who know what to do when you get a fish of a lifetime like this, it's exactly what you need. Well, we've come in pretty close now, and I'll tell you what, we're right on top of this guy. And I'll tell you what, he is, now we're getting a really good look at him. He is not a small fish at all. And I'll tell you what, oh yeah. You see that big tail? I'll tell you what, like I said earlier, you got to have your wits about you. Bury the rod. When he goes under the boat like that, quick movement, bang, get that line right in. So if he goes on the other side, you're not going to get snipped off there. There you go, that. Righto, we've got him up alongside. Danger's been able to just put a gaff in alongside in his mouth. And he is an awesome specimen. We're going to let him go shortly, but I'll tell you what, we're just keeping him alive. We're just swimming him alongside. He's better off out in the ocean. He is an absolute awesome eating fish, but I'll tell you what, he's an absolute massive thresher shark for this region. An absolute donkey. And have a go at the size of the tail on that thing. It is absolutely huge.
Well, there you have it. Bomber's first thresher shark on the beautiful Victorian surf coast, rather. And really, this sort of fishery, it's unexplored. It's here often. These sharks will be here for the next few months. So if you're thinking about going out for a fish, within 80 metres of the coast, they're getting massive thresher sharks at the moment. So it's been an absolute pleasure having him down here. It's a little bit different. The temperature's a little bit different to Groote Eylandt. It's not 30, it's more closer to 3. But what an unbelievable day's worth of fishing.